Everyone likes a good urban legend. It doesn't matter if it's true or false. We love a good story. Every town and every city has a story that they love to tell. It could be passed down from generation to generation. It could be a family tale that grandparents passed on to their kids, who then pass it on to their kids. I have a few Canadian urban legends that will make you question what to believe. And you don't have to believe these stories. They're just urban legends, and you can take it as you will. You can pick it apart and try to convince people that's not true, or you may believe them and try to convince people that it is true. You be the judge. Canada has some lake monsters, and one of them is famous in British Columbia. Scotland has Nessie. British Columbia has the Ogopogo. And the Ogopogo lives in a lake that I grew up swimming in. I used to swim in that lake as a kid, and I'm surprised that I haven't been eaten by the Ogopogo. When it swims, it kind of like swims like that. Or it may like kind of move like a snake. But it's seen like it's kind of going like up and down, so it looks like it has humpbacks. My grandfather used to convince us that it existed, so it's kind of like the Canadian version of Nessie in Scotland. There have been evidence of the Ogopogo, mostly just pictures, but it could have been anything. It could have been like driftwood. It could have been just like the waves from a boat. I don't think anybody's actually officially seen it kind of like emerge from the water and kind of jump up like a whale and like do that. The Ogopogo is like a local legend in BC. People know it. I've never seen the Ogopogo, and I grew up in the lake it lives in. Another Canadian urban legend is that Al Capone was in Moose Jaw. And then the story goes is in 2000, the town of Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan came up with a marketing ploy to attract tourists. They claimed that Al Capone spent time in Moose Jaw during the American Prohibition, using the Moose Jaw tunnels to run his bootlegging business. There is no evidence that links Capone's bootlegging to Moose Jaw, let alone any evidence that he ever set foot on Canadian soil. Knowing Al Capone, he may have been to Canada at some point. Al Capone was a powerful man, and he probably had connections at the border to get himself across without being detected that he was doing something illegal, like bootlegging during the time that alcohol was illegal. Al Capone could have been anywhere in Canada, but for some reason they picked Moose Jaw, Saskatchewan, to be the place to bootleg. Here's another story based in BC. It's called The Lady in Red at the Fairmont Hotel in Vancouver. The hotel is known as the Castle in the Sky. The Lady in Red, the city's most famous phantom, is believed to be Jenny Pearl Cox, a Vancouver socialite who died in a fatal car accident a few steps away from the hotel entrance in the 1940s. She's been sighted in the elevators and is believed to be the cause of erratic flickering of lights and other strange happenings. She was staying on the 14th floor, and most sightings of the apparition occur for guests who have been assigned rooms there. I've seen the Fairmont Hotel in Vancouver. I've driven past it numerous times over the years. I've never actually stayed there, but if I did have the opportunity to stay at this hotel for the weekend, I would totally be into seeing if the Lady in Red does exist. Every town has a ghost story, and this happens to be Vancouver's ghost story. I kind of hope that it's true, but like I said, I've never been there. It'd be really interesting to see if that was actually true or not. It's so close to home. Hopefully one day I get to meet her. This last urban legend takes place back east about a mysterious ghost ship, and it burns in the North Cumberland Strait. North Cumberland Strait lies between Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia and has reportedly been home to an abandoned ship for many years. Numerous people claim to have seen a vessel catch fire, burn for several minutes, and then mysteriously disappear. One woman said she saw a crew on board scrambling to douse the flames. Entire groups of people have supposedly witnessed the burning ship when riding the ferry between the strait. Rescuers have tried approaching the phantom vessel but found nothing there. One sailor even remembers sailing through the flames before they mysteriously disappeared. Divers have failed to find any wreckage in the area. I'm on the west coast, and the ghost ship is on the east coast in Prince Edward Island and Nova Scotia. Those provinces have a lot of history. It's called the Maritimes. I'm not surprised that those provinces have a history of seeing a ghost ship. It's cool to like know that, you know, that there is a legend like a ghost ship being seen between two provinces. There's people in Prince Edward Island that's seen it, and people in Nova Scotia that have seen it. It'd be really cool if I ever do go to, you know, Prince Edward Island or Nova Scotia or New Brunswick or Newfoundland. It'd be really cool to like witness this. Those are some Canadian urban legends that I found that I thought were really cool. Two of them I knew about, which is the Ogopogo and the Lady in Red. So what do you guys think? Do you believe that every town and every city has a story they like to tell? And do you think that they're true? Do you think people are just making it up as they go along? Do you think the details of the stories that get passed down have changed facts and information throughout the years? Because it could have been told one way, but then by the time it gets to, you know, like my generation, the facts and information could have been changed. So it could have been like, you know, it could have started off as one story, but then like as time goes on, you know, the names change, the dates change. What is your favorite urban legend?